Hey folks, Miles Seegers, I think we're live. But just in case we are not live, let's do it the professional way. Make sure my volume is up. Sounds good. Are you ready, folks? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hey folks, my name is Miles Seegers for the BIM Transformation Team Hangout. It's Monday, June 23rd, and what can I tell you, folks? I'm pumped up. I'm fired up as usual, and why shouldn't I be? Life is great. Things are going well. I'm excited. Got a lot of things to talk to you guys about. Gonna get right to it, guys. I have a very special guest with me tonight, so my little spiel, I'm gonna try to keep it short. Okay, believe it or not, don't start laughing. I'm gonna try to keep my little spiel short, because I'm really honored, to have a very special guest with me tonight. In fact, he's a member of my Empower Network team, Mr. Chris Brindamour. Say hi, Chris.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on, Miles. I really appreciate it.
No, bro. Thank you for coming on. So, folks, before we get started, I say this every week, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, you like the way my office looks, you like my t-shirt, whatever, folks, just post it in the comments, and I'll be looking over there, and every now and then, and I'll be checking. A couple of administrative things, guys, before we really get started. Charlotte, North Carolina, coming up in just a few days. I know many of you are going, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. I know there's a couple of you that are still looking for a room. I've communicated with you guys today, but again, in case there's like a miscommunication or whatever, Christina, I don't know if you're on, but if you're watching a recording, I want you to link up. She's also on my team. Her name is Bernie Golden. I want you to hook up with her. Bernie, I want you to hook up with Christina. She's looking for a roommate, so you guys hook up. Let's see, who else do I need to mention real quick? Another gentleman on my team, Gerald. Gerald, brother, I appreciate you. Let me get some water. My voice is cracking already. Gerald, I appreciate you. And folks, I'll tell you why I'm saying I appreciate this gentleman who's on my team. Well, folks, he's going to be going to Charlotte. Now, here's what I think is really, really nice, is really, really, I'm trying to think of the right word, really fantastic, I think. Gerald is not sure. There's a smile there. Okay, here we go. Thought I lost my screen for a second. Who knows?
Oh, there you are.
Okay, we're good? Okay. Anyway, Gerald Williamson, who's on my team, he is going to be attending the Empower Network Charlotte event, which I'm really excited about that he's going. It's his very first event. Very first event. But, folks, here's what's significant. Here's what's really, I think, pretty cool. Gerald has his ticket. Gerald is definitely going. But even, what do we got, like, Chris? We got like 3 days ago, 4 days, something like that?
Yes. Okay. What, Thursday, right?
Thursday, yeah. Most people are heading out Wednesday and Thursday. Here's what's cool about Gerald. Gerald is not even really sure how he's getting there. He just knows he's getting there. He knows he's getting there. I talked to him today. He's probably going to take the bus. And he doesn't live around the corner. I know he wanted to fly, but funds are a little bit tight, so he's probably going to take the bus. Doesn't know where he's going to be sleeping yet. I told him, I said, Gerald, don't worry about that. When you get to the event, you'll find out that we're all one big happy family in Empower Network, BIM. Don't worry. You'll find a place to sleep. I told him not to worry about food. Maybe he's got funds for his food covered. I really don't know, but I said, brother, don't worry about any of that stuff. Just get there. Now, here's what's also cool, guys. This shows determination, one of my favorite words, commitment, persistence. That's what it takes, guys, to develop and run a successful business. You guys, what Gerald is doing, it's for me, it's an analogy. It's an analogy. In other words, you can equate that with running a business. Guys, yes, we make a lot of money in this internet marketing world. You know, I love what I do, but yeah, I face challenges and struggles, here and there. Everything doesn't go smooth every single day. But we continue no matter what. And you need, guys, folks, you need to have that type of attitude if you're going to make it as an entrepreneur. And I don't think I'm telling you anything you don't really know. I think sometimes you just need to be reminded of that. So, Gerald, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Charlotte. You're going to have a great time. And, folks, what's also significant is that when Gerald attends this event, his life and his business will never be the same. Guaranteed, guys, never be the same. So for those of you that, I'm not even going to say those of you that couldn't make it. Again, guys, I'm gonna take off the gloves. Okay. For those of you guys that decided not to come, I'm going to tell you, I really feel that this is one of those opportunities that, they kind of come around every 20 years or every 50 years. Yes, and I know there's been many other Empower Network events in the past. I've been to all of them. I think I missed one because I was at a BIM event. And, there'll be more Empower Network events coming up in the future. But, guys, if you've been listening to me, if you've been listening to David Wood, this one is the most significant. You really, really need to be there. And folks, you know what? It's still not too late. For those of you that were kind of on the fence, it's not too late. You can still buy a ticket. I think tickets, or there's a few still available. The event actually starts on Thursday. So, guys, if you want to get to Charlotte, which I highly encourage you to do, you can still get there. Guys, think about it. That's all I'm telling you to do. Think about it, because this event is going to be the opportunity that I really feel that is going to catapult, your business and your life to a level you could imagine. Because I'll tell you something, folks, before I bring on Chris. I think I say this every week too. I guess we're going on like 16 months now. No, we're going on 18 months. About a year and a half ago, I started with Empower Network. And I'll tell you, folks, a year and a half ago, I'm a visionary. I like to set my vision, set my goals, and I like to picture how I would like my life to be, which I encourage you guys to do. But, folks, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very honest with you. Even me, the visionary, I couldn't have imagined my life 18 months later would be the way it is right now. I'm not going to talk about money, and I'm not referring to none of that, although the money's nice. I'm referring to just the lifestyle that I lead, the way I feel about my life, the way I feel about my business, the things I've been able to do for my family, the people I've been able to help, the team members I've been able to help, the friends I've been able to meet, just the whole package. I could never would have imagined, I'd be sitting here 18 months later doing these Hangouts, very relaxed, not afraid to get in front of the camera, and just teaching people for free, sharing what I know, sharing what I have in this little noggin right here with you guys. So I just feel totally blessed. Now, enough of me. I'd like to, folks, I'd like to welcome a very special guest, as I said earlier. Gentleman's name is Chris Brindamour. He's a member of my team, my personal Empower Network team, my BIM team. And he's been on my team now definitely over a year. And, me and Chris have sort of a history going back. I'm going to let him share that with you. I'm not going to say too much about it, folks. But guys, what I will say is I saw Chris when he came in the door. Okay, when I say came in the door, when he joined my team. I know his background. We both worked in the same industry in the past, and I've seen the transition. That's the cool part. I've seen how this gentleman has progressed from the day he's came in. And guys, it can never stop getting cooler. Here's what's even cooler than that. I've also seen how his family has progressed from the time he started this business. You know, how his sons, you know, he has three sons. Three sons, Chris, or four?
Three.
Three sons.
Three that I know of.
You might have a fourth somewhere. But, you know, his sons and his wife, you know, I've sat back and I've seen the transition that he's made. And, you know, we'll see if he agrees with me. But I say that it's all attributed to this business, to this business model, to this movement, you know, that we call Empower Network. So, again, guys, he's going to share some stuff with you, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about himself, his story, and he's going to share with you, you know, where he came from and how he got to be where he is. And when I say where he is, guys, he's one of the top people on my team, doing some big things. He does his own hangouts. You know, I think the student is starting to teach the teacher, and I'm extremely proud of him. So, guys, let me stop talking, because you guys know the way I love to talk, and I can just go on all night. So, without further ado, folks, I'd like to welcome a very good friend of mine, my bro, Mr. Chris Brindamour. Floor is all yours, brother.
Hey, thank you, Miles. Just a little bit about me, I guess. So I've been on Miles' team a little over a year now, and you know, sometimes opportunities come across you, and you may not always be looking. So you always need to keep your eyes open, because you don't know what's going to come through your door. So I always try to keep my eyes open all the time. So I actually met Miles probably about 3 years ago now, I think. We were in real estate industry together. We ended up doing a real estate deal together. Never met prior to that, and we've stayed in touch over the years. I'm not going to get into the details, but Miles and I did a really great real estate deal, which I think would have been great for anybody, but it was very profitable for us, and we've stayed in touch, become friends over the years. And you know, I went through some tough times, I would say, about a year ago. As it seems like a lot of people got into this business because something happened in their life. And unfortunately, some of us need sometimes something, I'll say, a little negative to happen in their lives before they start opening their eyes a little bit. So just to let you know what was happening in our lives about a year ago. So as I mentioned, we were real estate investors. I had made a decision. Usually the beginning of the year, I take a look at what happened in the past and make plans for what I'm going to do that year. And I made a decision. We had accumulated some debt over the years, and I made some decision we were going to pay that down. And we put together a plan, and we were moving forward with that plan. And then lo and behold, and Miles, I don't even think you heard this story, but lo and behold, one of my rental properties, my tenant, stopped paying rent. All right, so now I was forced with paying 2 mortgages. And on top of that, I had to pay a lawyer to get them evicted out of the property so I could get it re-rented. And the judge ended up giving them a reprieve for another month, which lasted another 2 months, and then I had to have them kicked out. So in the meanwhile, you know, I'm paying 2 mortgages, trying to go forward with our plan, which went out the window as soon as that happened. And you know, I had these legal fees piling up. They finally get him out of the house, and the place was a disaster. You know, it wasn't rentable. They destroyed it. They left trash in the unit. There was all kinds. The place was dirty, and I had renovated the place top to bottom before they rented it. So I was like, it was like somebody hurt a kid of mine almost. You know, all the blood, sweat, and tears we had put into this property, and they left the dog behind. I could not believe it. They left their dog behind in the property.
Hey, Chris,
it was so sad.
Hey, Chris, what is it about tenants that, I'm not going to say all tenants, because at one time I was a tenant. What is it about tenants where they love destroying properties? I don't know what it is, brother.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyhow, so I'm at I say a low point financially now, and all of a sudden I see these posts Miles putting on his Facebook page. So, you know, my eyes are wide open at this point for any opportunity, because the real estate thing wasn't working for me. Matter of fact, it was dragging me down. So I had to do something else. And I came across Miles' post. I'm like, Miles, what's this thing you're talking about here? You know, internet marketing. I'd kind of seen, I knew that the internet was powerful. I tried a couple things. They didn't work out for me. And I'm like, I know there's got to be a way where you can make money online. And I was looking for something that I could do part-time because I was working a job, possibly involve my family with. My family really wasn't that involved with my real estate, you know, so I was just taking time away from my family, something maybe I could involve my family with, and ultimately replace my income. And I took a hard look at this. I'm like, this is what I've been looking for. This is the golden parachute. This is the opportunity. And, you know, the fact that I knew Miles, and, you know, I pulled him aside a little bit, you know, is this for real, Miles? And he, you know, he's telling me what he was doing. I'm like, all right, if you can do this, I can do this too. We have a similar background. We actually worked with some of the same coaches in the past, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And here I am. Here I am. It's about a year later now. But what I will say, Miles, I mean, you were talking about events. We got an event coming up this week in Charlotte. I really did not understand this business until I made it. My first event was actually Denver, and I brought my son with me. And my son came back from that event a changed man. He was on fire. He was like, you know, he was just, I had not seen that excitement in him in a long time. And it was just awesome. You know, I don't know if any of you have kids out there, but to see your kids sometimes, especially this day and age, it seems like a lot of kids just aren't motivated to do much of anything. And to see them get excited about something really just, I mean, that's what you want for your kids. You want to see them succeed and be successful. And to expose them to something besides what most people get exposed to, the, you know, the go to school and get good grades and get a job, to realize that there's other options out there is just, I wish I was exposed to this when I was his age. But one of the decisions we made out of Denver a year ago was to get my rest of my family to the next event. So the next event was about 3 months later. It was in Washington, D.C., and I got home and I said, all right, I told my wife, Lori, I said, I don't care, you're coming to the next event with us. And she was okay with it. She didn't really, I figured I was going to get a little resistance, but she was fine with it. I said, you're just going to come. Just trust me, you need to be there. And my two of my sons and my wife came with me. My other son was in school, so he couldn't come with us. But I would say, and Miles, you're a witness to this.
I was there.
My wife transformed in that event. I think two of the first people that we met when we got there was Miles and his wife Sonia. We were standing in line waiting to get in the event, and I stopped and said, hey, Miles, I introduced him to my family. And my wife was standing there. I don't know if she quite had her arms crossed, but she wasn't sure what she was in for yet. And
Yeah.
she was open-minded, but yet a little hesitant about what was going to happen at the event. She had been to events. We've been involved with multi-level marketing companies in the past, and she had been to events with me, and she was expecting more of the same. But by the end of the event, and Miles, I know you're a witness to this, she was transformed. She was on fire. I don't know if any of you follow us at all, but I've done several videos with my family, with my wife. A year ago, you would not catch her on a video. You would not catch her on one of these Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
And having her picture taken. And, yeah, follow me on YouTube and check out one of our channels and see some of the videos she's done. She is, I call her my my own personal David Wood, because she just has this passion and fire behind her that she's born for video, I think, really. And she has a passion. We have a passion to help inspire as many people as we can, even if they're not on our own team, because we had a lot of people come up to us at the last event in Orlando that wanted to meet her because they were inspired by some of her videos. In just a moment, you know, a few 3 or 4 months, she's just totally become very comfortable on videos, and she's very powerful on video, and it's all because of the events. And Miles, it was somebody on your team that pulled my wife aside and said, we're going to do a video right now. And as much as she was kicking and screaming, she did it, and it just opened the floodgates from there. And it's all because of the events and from just the association with the people. The people that you meet there are just, they're the kind of people that you want your kids to be around, really. They're goal-oriented, positive, encouraging. I can't say enough about the friends and the people that we've met, even if they're not on my team. I mean, just the people you meet. It's awesome to grow with them and see the transformation in some of these friends that you meet, as well as people on your own team. But you know, you become friends with people that aren't even on your team, and just the association, you can bounce ideas. It's great to have as many different network with as many different people as you can, because you're going to get different ideas and you can bounce things off each other. And hey, what are you doing here? I see you doing this. How are you doing that? And the same thing, they'll ask you questions about things you were doing. So I don't know if I've rambled on a little bit, but one of the things that I know you asked me about marketing techniques and what I'm doing. I mean, there's a number of things that I've done, but I think the thing that everybody needs to do and should be doing that's going to differentiate you from everybody else, because everybody can do any marketing, but what's going to differentiate you from everybody else out there, I think, is videos. And I think, Miles, you probably agree with that. That's what's really going to get people. Like I said, the reason I got involved with his business primarily is because I knew Miles. You know, I knew him. We had done business before. I trusted him. And if it had been somebody else, you know, not to say that it was a bad business, but you almost want to have some connection with somebody already that you know, like, and trust. And you need to be able to build that with people. And the best way to do that is going to be through videos, because it's hard to write. It's hard to translate your personality and people get to know you in an email or on a post on Facebook or something. But a video, people see you on video and they feel like they know you. You know, they know a little bit about you. They see you on the video. They can see you. They can hear you. They can see your personality coming through the video. So when they meet you for the first time, let's say at an event or wherever, you feel like you know that person or they know you. And I think it's a great way to build up a rapport with people. You're going to get people on your list that are going to follow you. Some of them may follow you for a long time, a year even, and they may need some event to happen in their life before they take your message seriously. You know what? I saw that video that so-and-so did, that Miles did, you know, 6 months ago, and it's been in the back of my mind. I think, you know, I'm going to take a serious look at this now. So some people may be following you for a long time. If you keep getting that message out and they see your voice they see your face and your voice on a video all the time, they're gonna be inspired. Hopefully something you say will inspire them. And you don't know what it's going to be. It could be, you don't know what is happening in somebody's life at any one time. You may say something that's going to inspire someone. And I don't know about you, Miles. If I could inspire just one person, everything I've done is worth it.
Oh, I agree. I agree, Chris. What if everyone, which I would hope, everyone took that attitude, you know, and just inspired just one person? I mean, this, yeah, I don't mean to be all dramatic and all, but this would be a different world if, you know, just each person inspired one other person.
Exactly. I mean, it's definitely changed my life. It's changed my family's life. I'll tell you a funny story. So prior to going to Orlando, not Orlando, D.C., which was last October, you know, I work a job, and my wife is home when I get home. And normally I'd come home from work, they'd all be in the family room. I walk through the door, they're watching TV, there'd be a program on, whatever they're watching. And when I came home, my first day back to work after Washington, D.C., I came home. My whole family's in the family room, and they're all reading books. They were reading books, Miles. I couldn't believe it.
You
So,
walked in the wrong house, right?
what's that?
You think you walked in the wrong house?
Yeah, I was like, I had to do a double take. Did I walk in the wrong door? You know, they're all sitting around. Oh, I just dumped my water over. Reading books. And here's a great book. If you need a book, Start with Why. I just been reading this one for a little while. This is a great book. If anybody's looking for a book to read, I don't remember. I always take notes when I hear people talking about books. I write them down. I put them on a list of books that I'm going to buy, and this is one that's been on my list. I finally bought it, probably about halfway through it. It is a great book. That's something that's definitely changed my life, but more importantly, it's changed. I've been reading books for a while, Miles. I think we talked about this. It's been a habit I had for a while, but something that my family hadn't caught on to, and now they're all reading books, which I think of all the things that's going to make a dramatic difference in people's lives is going to be books. Really, there's something about a book that inspires people.
Hey, Chris, but before you go on, I got a question I want to ask you, and also I just want to make a little note, to the viewers out there watching. I just want to check the comments just real quick if there's any. Okay. What I wanted to tell you guys is that especially those of you that came in late, those of you that came into the movie theater late, I wanted to share with you again why I brought Chris on this hangout. Okay, this is significant. It wasn't just a fluke. I brought him on here, for a very special reason. Again, I'm the kind of sponsor, mentor, teacher, whatever you want to call me. I'm the kind of person where I like to see my team members, my students, whatever you want to call them, I like to see them develop and actually, get to a level, beyond me. In other words, I'm not one of those kind of people that are afraid of, like, somebody knowing more than me. And again, the reason why I brought Chris on here is because I've seen him do some incredible things in his business. I've seen the transformation with him where he's at the point, again, my team has really grown. And Chris is at the point where I'd like to really have him, if he has time, because I know he has a team of himself, I'd like to have him help me, train some of my newer team members, because he's at that point now, folks. So, again, that's not the only reason why I brought him on here, but again, he has, it's not just Chris, it's his entire family. I mean, he mentioned his wife, who I think is fantastic. Those ladies that are thinking of getting into the business. I mean, maybe your husband is against it. I really don't know. But the ladies that are thinking of getting into the business, his wife would work with you one-on-one. So again, even though, many of you are on my Hangout every single week, and, I'm sure you see the button over here to join my team, and many of you have, I want to express to you that, I'd like to see you guys working with Chris directly, okay, because I think he would make a wonderful, well, not that I think, I know he would make a wonderful sponsor, a great sponsor. So if anybody out there wants to work with Chris, and I'm telling you this now, because by the time, we got about maybe 40 more minutes to go, by the time this hangout is over, you're going to want to work with Chris, okay? So I'm just telling you up front right now that if you want to work with Chris, look for him on Facebook, or maybe Chris even if he wants to post a link somewhere in the comments, he can post a link, if you want to join his team, or again, just look for him on Facebook. His name is Chris Brindamour, as you all know. So I just wanted to point that out, and the last thing I wanted to say is that, again, Chris is sharing his story with you. He started like I started. We're real estate guys. We really had no internet marketing experience. We bought and sold houses. We were out in the street, putting up bandit signs. We were in the trenches. And, we decided that we wanted to become internet marketers. And now we are. That's what's cool, guys. We made a decision, and now we are internet marketers. And any of you guys out there that want to do the same thing, I mean, and folks, I know. I'm always listening. I'm always on Facebook. I know that many of you really, really want to make this your business. You want to make internet marketing, making money online, you want to make that your life. I understand that. And I applaud you. I agree with you. I feel the same way. But folks, ask yourself, especially those of you that have been trying to make money online. I know there's a lot of you watching right now that have tried to make money online. You tried this program, you tried that program. You're probably listening to us right now and saying, yeah, right. What's different about what they're doing? I've tried that before. I've seen that. Folks, here's what's different. Think about this. Think about this. According to my statistics, probably around 98%, it might be up to 99% now, of people that have tried to make money online have never made $1 online. I personally find that mind-boggling, okay? I've spoken to a lot of people, even the people who have never made money online or are struggling. You know what I found significant, folks? A lot of them have access to the same tools that Chris and I do. Same marketing strategies that Chris and I do. What is the missing piece? Maybe it's how those people are using the tools. Maybe it's the mindset that Chris and I have developed. Maybe it's how we approach this business. Maybe it's that we work within a community. We talk about going to events. We talk about the Empower Network community. We talk about the BIM community. Folks, ask yourself, really, guys, I get really passionate about this. Take a good look at me, okay? Take a good look at me. Take a good look at Chris. We're doing it, folks. What is different about us? We didn't hit the lottery. What is different about what we're doing? If you really want to know what's different about what we're doing, make a decision to work with us. Make a decision to work with Chris and his family. Because, guys, you've tried it. I know. I've been doing this business for 18 months straight. Before that, I didn't do it. I know that there's people that have been online for 5, 6, and 7 years. You guys have told me. And some of you have made maybe like $100 online or less. Guys, you're blowing my mind. I find that incredible. This business is not difficult when you align yourself with the right people. And again, that's why I brought Chris on this Hangout, because, guys, I'm going to be very honest with you. And if you listen to us, you're going to be in the same situation that I'm in. Okay, here's my situation. My team has grown enough. I mean, of course, it can always get bigger, okay? But my team has grown enough. I'm not hurting for team members. I have enough on my plate right now, and I love my entire team, okay? I want to develop and breed lieutenants, captains, and this is just an analogy I'm using for people that are on my team. Chris is one of those captains. He may not know it, but he is one of those captains. So those of you that want to get into this internet marketing world, okay, I'm telling you, you need to reach out and work with people like the Brindamours. And by the way, when you work with Chris, you'll also be working with me. You'll be working with both of us. But I'm telling you guys, because there's people that, we all resonate with different people. There's some people that resonate with me. There's people that will resonate with Chris. Guys, this is your opportunity to make the change in your life that you've been looking for. So I know that was kind of long-winded. I just wanted to get that out there in case, you guys are hitting that button and it's taking you to a link and you see the name Miles Seegers, okay? Again, if you want to work with Chris, hit him up on Facebook. Again, maybe he's posted a link, or maybe you just don't know how to get hold of Chris. Get a hold of me, and I'll make sure you're aligned with Chris. Now, having said that, I'd like to have Chris share with you guys and with me, okay? What is it that he's doing that's a little different from what other people are doing online? You know, people who are struggling. He already touched upon video, and that's powerful. But I just want him to elaborate on that a little bit more because, guys, listen closely. The stuff you've been doing to try to make money online, you've heard it before. You've heard it on other Hangouts. You've heard it on other webinars. Where has it gotten you? Seriously, where is it? I'm not talking about you guys that are making millions of dollars online. I'm talking about the other 98% who really aren't making nothing online. Listen closely what he's going to share with you. I can guarantee you, because I know he's on my team. He's going to share with you what I feel is that missing piece. Because, guys, listen to me. It's got to be something. Okay? This business does work. Guys, there are millions of people on the internet, billions, looking for your product or service. Looking for your product or service. All you have to do, and I've said this before, all you have to do is raise your hand and say, hey, I'm over here. I got what you need. But to be able to raise your hand online, that takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of knowledge. And Chris is going to share some of that with you. Go ahead, Chris.
Thank you, Miles. So when I started, one of the things we all talk about doing that you need to do in this business is build a list. You need to build your list. So when I started, I had exactly 0 people on my list. And I'm sure, Miles, you were probably in the same boat. We started with no list, and here we are. You get involved with this internet marketing, and the first thing you hear is build your list. Well, I didn't even know what a list was. I don't know about you, Miles. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's this list? And, you know, finally I learned through the training that a list is your autoresponder list. So you have an autoresponder. I use GetResponse. I know, Miles, you use GetResponse. But building that list so you can most people aren't going to jump right on board with you right away. They're going to want to get to know you a little bit first. So how do you introduce people to you? You send them emails. You send them links to a video you did. So one of the things I do on a regular basis is I do training. So what I did was, once I had a little bit of a list, I sent a survey out to everybody on my list, and I use SurveyMonkey, which is free. I sent the survey out to them, got a little bit of information on them, you know, how long you've been online, how much money have you made, what's your biggest struggle, how much money you're looking to make, and from that, I'm like, all right, they need to want to learn about this, whatever it is. They want to learn about a traffic technique, or they want to learn about building a landing page, or whatever it is. And maybe I don't know how to do that, but what I'll do is I'll go and learn about it. You can go out on YouTube, you can learn about just about anything, or our own training products are full of content. Learn a little bit about it. You only need to know about 1% more than your audience, right? You don't need to know a heck of a lot more, about 1% more, and you come across as an expert. And you're learning. You go out and learn, and then you teach it to somebody else. So what I do every week, I'll poll my list, find out what they want to know, and I'll do training based on what they say they want to learn. So you're delivering content to your list based on what they want. So you're giving your audience what they want. So after a while, they're going to see is, wow, Chris or Miles is giving me all this great information for free. I wonder what would happen if I joined their team. What would they give me in addition to this free stuff that they're giving me? So you're going to start to build with people, and it's something that I'm, and I told them on when was the best time to hold the training. That can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes because there's so many other things going on. You need to almost pick something that's maybe a little different. I've been doing mine Saturday afternoons. it's kind of, I had probably 3 of them time slots were about equal weight on what people wanted, so I ended up picking Saturday afternoons. I've been doing it every Saturday now since the beginning of the year. So I've been going on it now for about 6 months.
Hey, Chris.
And every week.
Chris, can I jump a second? Folks,
yeah, go ahead, Miles.
Hope you guys are listening. Chris said something very significant. Do you know what it is? Please post in the comments. I want to see if you guys are listening. You should know this, especially you guys on my team. Chris said something very significant. He said he's been doing a live event every week. He's been doing something. It doesn't matter. It could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but he's done something live every week. That's a golden nugget, folks.
Thanks, Miles. So it's something that I do every week, and then what I end up doing with that video when I'm done with it, for people who may have missed it for whatever reason, it gets posted on my blog, and then I send it out to my list again. So if they happen to miss it, they got a second opportunity to see the Hangout. And they, you know, if they could be working, they could have something going on. I'm doing it Saturday afternoon, which especially in the summer, it's tough to get people to go to an event probably on a Saturday afternoon. So if they happen to miss it, they can catch a replay. So it's something that I've been doing every week. One of the things I think in this business you need to be doing is be consistent. You know, if you look at any other business, I'll go to sports. I like to use sports analogies, but some of the greatest home run hitters that have the best home run records, they probably also have the most strikeouts.
Very true.
They've just been at bat more times, and they've swung at the ball more times. Doesn't make them any better. They just been practicing more, let's say. So you need to be consistent and persistent, I think, is probably the most important thing. You don't necessarily need to be great. You may not be great. You can be good. You're going to get better every time. My first video, if you go back and watch it, and I should probably do this. I should probably go back and watch my first video, but I bet y'all laughed at it. I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I put that out on YouTube. That was terrible. But you know what? After a while, you just keep doing it. You're going to get more and more comfortable with it. You're going to get better and better at it. And it's not always it's not always the quality. It could be just something that you say, and it could be one word that inspires somebody that makes the difference. And you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what that one word or something that you're going to say that's going to inspire somebody. So keep swinging is what I say, is keep swinging at that ball, and eventually you're going to hit a home run, right?
Definitely. And Chris, I'll tell you something. You know what? You know, because we're all kind of hard on ourselves, but I'll tell you something, brother. Your first video, and you know what? I would suggest that after the Hangout's over, you know, maybe go take a look at it tonight or tomorrow. Your first video is not horrible. Was not horrible. I can assure you of that. And I'll tell you why. Because, you know, I think that right there holds a lot of people back from making videos, because, you know, they're so worried about how they're going to look or how it's going to come out, or you know, they're comparing themselves to, you know, like somebody that's done a professional quality video, and you know, they know that they're very far from that level. Folks, that's the mistake, guys. Guys, listen, this internet marketing world, you know, people have seen enough hype. They've seen enough junk. They're looking for real people. Real people.
Right.
What do real people do? What do we do? We make mistakes. You know, we
Right.
make a slip in a word or whatever. It doesn't matter, folks. Listen, guys, the more real you can be, people out there watching your video will appreciate it. I mean, the only thing I would add to that is, you know, don't be concerned about how you sound on video or making a mistake. You know, the only two things I would add, guys, is just make sure that, you know, you have decent lighting, and, you know, just decent lighting, and that they can hear you clearly. Other than that, folks, just go for it. You know, well, I'm not going to say anymore. I'm going to let Chris continue. But guys, you really need to just jump in the water. You know, because guys, It's almost like it's the summertime. It's a great time of year. You go to the ocean or you go to the pool, and you're walking along the edge, and you're gonna go in. You're gonna go in. You're just not quite ready yet. And then a friend of yours comes up from you behind and just pushes you in. Folks, I think that's what we need to do with some of you. What do you think, Chris?
Absolutely. That's how my wife Lori got into it. Somebody pushed her in the pool, and she got out swimming. She was a little swaying her arms a little bit the first time she went in the pool, but after a while, she got comfortable with it, calmed down, and now you can't keep her off the video. I mean, literally, it was somebody pushing her in the pool that got her going. And hey, I've said this to people. I'll offer this up to anybody. I don't care if you're on my team or not. If you want to do a video, I'll do one with you. I'll do one with you, just like Miles is doing with me. I'll do a video with you. We'll do. It doesn't have to be long. Matter of fact, sometimes the shorter the better. You want to hold people's attention. If you go too long, you might lose them. So, brief video. You can just tell your story a little bit, maybe how you got involved in the business, or talk about something you just learned. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You can talk about your dog, your kids. Just get going, get started, and just keep doing them. And that, like Miles said, people are looking for real people. And you come across, if you've got maybe not the best video, at least people, they know you're real. They know it's not some super hyped up Hollywood thing. This is a real guy. He's sitting in his living room or in his office or whatever, or her shooting a video. They're real. This is a real person, and they're going to relate to you better maybe if you do make some mistakes. If you're perfect, they're going to think, well, there's no way I can do that. This guy's perfect. So you're almost better stumbling a little bit, because then they realize, first of all, you're human, and two, they can do what you're doing. They'll probably look at it and say, well, you know what, I can probably do a better video than that. You might inspire them to do videos. If this guy can do a video, I can do a video. So you just got to get started and keep doing it. I think I went through, and I forget who it was. It was probably Vic that challenged us almost a year ago for a 90-day video challenge.
Chris,
and
2-1. I really believe you finished the challenge first before anybody else. It was you.
I don't know. I did it in 90 days, so I don't think I did it any less than 90. But anyhow, I did get it done, and I made a commitment every day to do a video. Actually, we did one recently. It was on one of the Empower calls. One of the host challenges to do, I think it was 30 videos in a week, wasn't it? Yeah. And I did that with my son. That was kind of fun. It was like rapid fire video, and we would do we'd sit down. All right, we're gonna do 4 videos tonight. Let's go, and we just fired them off one after the other, and it was fun. It was fun doing it. It got to be fun. You just got to do it. Really, just get started. Don't worry about being perfect. Just do it.
Hey, Chris,
just like the Nike commercial.
Chris, can I share something with them that maybe might resonate with them? Maybe we're trying our best to resonate with you guys and give you analogies. So I would go as far to say this, guys, and I'm not exaggerating here. If you guys start, just doing some videos, make it part of your business, guys. If you get good at making these videos, and here's what I mean by good. Again, I'm not talking about the Hollywood production. I'm talking about just, being relaxed and being yourself. Nobody can be you better than you. So what I'm saying, guys, if you get good with that, folks, you can make your bank accounts ridiculous. I mean that. Your bank account can get ridiculous, and the reason why I'm saying it that way, guys, because I got news for you. I don't know what other webinar you might have been watching. I don't know what other Hangouts you might have been watching. And by the way, this is 2014, for those of you that are sleeping out there. I'm going to share with you, in this industry, in 2014, and it started before 2014, 2014 and beyond, I'm just going to be very straight up with you. If you guys want to really make money in this business, make a living out of it, you really need to start shooting videos. Now, listen to me carefully. If you are just definitely against videos, you just don't want to do it, there are other ways. You know, Chris talked about building a list. The other way that you can really make some strides in this business is by getting very good at writing emails, email copy. You can certainly do that. But I'm just being straight with you guys. I'm just letting you know. The easier way to do it is by creating videos. You know, sharing your story. Just you know, it doesn't gotta be your story. Just guys, just start creating some little videos. Just talk about how your day was. Talk about how your day was at work, and talk about how you love to, you're doing something else now. You're doing this business or what have you. So, guys, we're not trying to beat a dead horse here. We're just sharing with you what works, and we want to see you guys making money. And I'll tell you something. The offer that Chris gave you guys just a little while ago, where he'll make a video with you, man, guys, that's fantastic. Because guys, come on, how many of you out there have been in a situation before where you were going to go somewhere, or you were going to go to a party, or you were going to do something, but you didn't want to go alone? And for example, I'll give you guys an example. I'll talk about me, for example. This is kind of weird, guys. I love to shop for clothes, men's clothes. I like to dress nice. So I like clothes shopping. But here's the funny part. I don't like going to the mall. I cannot stand malls. I just don't like them. In fact, I don't know if it's a phobia or whatever. I have a hard time going to the mall alone. I just feel like there's all these eyes on me. And here I am sitting here, doing a video, but I don't like going to the mall. So when I go to the mall, I always get my wife to go with me. Now, here's the funny part. When my wife goes with me to the mall, I'm fine. I'm like, it's no problem. But for me to walk into a mall like by myself, I just have a very hard time with it. So, guys, I can feel your pain also. Again, Chris, and not just Chris, I'm sure his sons, his wife, they will be willing to take you by the hand and do a video with you. And you know what? Chris is reading my mind, because I was going to ask you, Chris, hey, Chris, could you get your wife, we're talking about her, could you get your wife to jump on? And he beat me to it, so I'm going to shut up for a minute, folks, and the Brindamours.
Go ahead, baby. I don't know what to say.
Yes, you do.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
So we were talking about how you were inspired at the event in D.C. to do videos, and you were pushed. You were deathly afraid of doing videos, right?
Yes.
A year ago.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
She would not do a video. I was doing videos. Like I said, I did the 90-day challenge, and she knew I was doing them. I asked her to come on. She's like, no way. That's your thing. I'm not going to do them. And then we went to the event, and that all changed. So why don't you explain what happened at the event?
I just felt so inspired, and my belief level went through the roof, because I had seen something like I've never seen before. I was touched by the stories that were shared by the speakers, and I related to one in particular, Stacy Walker, and I have to say that when someone inspires you, when someone says sparks inside of you, it just creates something inside of you that you just want to share with other people. And touching base with, coming back home after that event, I sat down, and the very first video I did on my own, not rehearsed, but on my own, and just gave it a little thought and said, if you mess it up, that makes it all that much better, because people relate to just who you are genuinely, and people like the truth, and when you express it that way, they can believe in your videos. And my first video was based on fear, and I put it out there, and how fear can cripple you. It can stop you from achieving anything in your life, and you just have to stop and say to yourself that if it really matters to you, it shouldn't matter to you what other people think of you. If you believe in it, you're going to pursue it. And that's what my first video is based on.
Actually, your first video
Well, that was
was at the event.
Was
right?
active, yes, with Denisha and Israel, and she was like, Denisha put me on the spot. She's like, you never did one? Okay, let's go. And I was like, Seriously, you want to talk about tongue-tied? I was tongue-tied. And, you know, it's amazing that when someone puts you on the spot, it kind of gave me, like, a thought process after the fact that really wasn't all that bad. So the next step was to try to do it on my own. And because of her, she inspired me. So I have to say, it just takes that one push. And I'll tell you, when you get going, you don't want to stop.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. That's great.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just had to say that's great, guys.
So, but I just want to say thank you for letting me share that with all of you. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.
Hey, great minds think alike, Miles.
Hey, Chris, I'll tell you something. You know, I've seen this over and over again, and you know, I think we all have this. We just really haven't tapped into it. I feel I've tapped into mine, and here's what I'm talking about. I think I have this unique ability to see a lot of things. Like my mind's wide open, my eyes are wide open, and I can see some things that some people can't see. And one of the things that I see clearly now is, I think I'm going to call it the, what's a good word I can call this? And I love analogies, you can see. I'm going to call this the vision, the division, like a split. Here's what I'm talking about, folks. I'm talking about when someone wants to get into this internet marketing world. You know, they want to become part of a team, part of, you know, our team. Somebody out there is thinking of joining Chris's team. But, you know, the person has a significant other. They don't have to be married. It could just be a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. So we have this young lady who wants to learn internet marketing, but the husband or boyfriend is like, that stuff doesn't work. You know, you can't make money online. It doesn't work. Or vice versa. You know, the husband is gotten into or wants to get into internet marketing, and maybe he's already done it. You know, and he's hiding the credit cards from the wife or what have you. Guys, that goes on a lot. Trust me, it does. I found myself sort of in that situation, sort of, once. But guys, here's what's cool. When you start to make the transformation, and guys, that's what we're all about here. We're the BIM transformation team. When you start to make the transformation, folks, I can guarantee you that your significant other will start to come around. They will start to rally. They will start to take your side. And guys, it's not only about money, because I can just talk about me, and I'm sure Chris can share the same thing. My wife noticed the change in me when I started this business before I started making the money. She noticed the change in me. And you know what? That was enough for her to believe that, you know what? I don't know exactly what he's doing still, but whatever he's doing, number one, I like it, and number two, I believe this thing is going to work. And folks, that's how it goes. Folks, I can tell you your future. Yes, I can. I can tell you your future. In fact, guys, the only way I would be wrong, the only way I would fail at telling you your future is if you joined our team, you joined Chris's team, and you did not follow directions. You did not do the daily things that Chris and I would tell you to do. If you do those things, folks, there's no way you can fail. No way you can fail. Guys, I just wanted to share that with you because, again, I know a lot of times, you know, like I said, we like to keep things real here. And I know you may have friends that, you know, are probably laughing at you behind your back, or you got coworkers that, you know, you're afraid for them to find out what you're doing because they would be, you know, kind of snickering behind your back. Oh, yeah, I've tried that before and it doesn't work. Folks, This is not the before. What we have here, folks, does work. If you follow our teaching and you follow our training. Again, I know, because I know Chris, but Chris's wife saw the transformation in him before he started making money. And also, Chris saw the transformation in his wife. And not just in his wife, in his children. Guys, I'm a little jealous of Chris. Seriously. Because I don't know if those of you, you guys should know me. You're here every week. I have 3 children of myself. Okay, I have 2 boys and I have a daughter. And, I wish my children were into this. But they're not, folks. Well, I take that back. My youngest son, okay, who I'm very proud of, I believe he's going to follow my lead. Okay, but my other 2 children, they don't know how good they have it. I mean, they would have me, but they're not into this, and that's okay. They're doing their own thing. But thank God I got my wife. My wife is my anchor. She's 100% behind me. She's the secret to my success. So, again, I'm a little jealous of Chris. His whole family is into it. Because guys, listen. If my children wanted to come with me to Charlotte, North Carolina, we'd be all going together. But, it's just me and my wife, and that's fine. And by the way, guys, I'm going to make you jealous a little bit. We are going to have a great time. A great time. I can't wait to see you, Chris, in a couple of days, brother.
Yeah, you too, Miles. It's going to be awesome. I look forward to it. Every one of them seems to get a little bit better. It's hard to believe because every time you go to one, you say, oh, this is the best event ever, but they always seem to get a little better. I'm not quite sure how they pull it off, but they do. But, to me, really, I mean, I think I could go to the event and not have anything going on other than mingle with the people there, and it would still be a great time. Because to me, it's like a family reunion, really. You're seeing all your internet marketing family, and you get to come together in one spot. I mean, I look forward to seeing you, Miles, and Sonia, and some of our fellow teammates. I look forward to meeting people, and it's the one time we all come together. I mean, we're on Hangouts together. We go into chat rooms or whatever, or we see each other on Facebook. But to see each other live is it's great. And I really do. We really do look forward to the events. They're a lot of fun, and we learn a lot. I mean, you leave that event, and your cup is going to be overflowing. I guarantee it. I can't imagine what we got in store for us. I know that David Wood's been talking about this is going to be the greatest event ever, and I believe it. I believe it's going to be the best event he's pulled off yet. I'm sure he's got a lot of surprises in store that nobody knows about other than David Wood probably, that we got to look forward to. Hey, and also, I look forward to meeting anybody who's watching us today. Be more than happy to take a photo with you or do a video with you live down in Charlotte. What's better than that? So I'll make that promise to you. If you want to do a video with us down in Charlotte, we'll carve out some time to do a video with you down in Charlotte, whether or not you're on my team. Because, we were really inspired, Miles, in Orlando. We had a lot of your teammates who aren't even on my team, they're on your team, came up to us and thanked us for the videos we've been doing. Because sometimes, you don't know if people are watching, you don't know if it's having an impact on them, but to have people come up to you, and it's just like, wow, I guess we are touching people, and you know what, that it just inspires you to keep going, because sometimes you don't know. I mean, you're talking, there could be nobody watching, or you couldn't be touching anybody, you couldn't be reaching out to people, but to have people actually come up to you and thank you for doing videos and tell them you're inspiring them, is just, it fuels you. It really does. It fuels you to keep going and keep doing more. So just get started, and I guarantee you're going to touch somebody's life. You really will.
But Chris, there's only one slight little problem, and you kind of elaborated on it just a minute ago. You mentioned Orlando. It was back in February. Like I told you, I got eyes. I might be busy at the events, but I'm always watching. And I noticed, as you guys were walking down the hallway, you and your family, there was always somebody coming up to you.
Yeah.
Looks like to me that quickly you guys have turned into guys. But guys, for those of you that don't know, I'm just talking about the internet marketing world. Okay, we have our own little world here. I'm not talking about outside of this internet marketing world. Within this own little internet marketing world, guys, you can quickly turn into, like we call, a rock star, an internet marketing rock star. And Chris, I know what's going to happen in Charlotte, brother. So get ready for it. There's going to be a lot of people coming up to you, wanting to talk to you, wanting to network with you and take pictures. And it's a lot of fun. But I remember seeing you guys in Orlando, and the snowball was just starting to get going. So I may not have a chance to talk to you guys. You guys are going to be so busy. So, and by the way, we're supposed to have dinner, so don't forget about that.
Oh, I won't forget about it. Don't you forget about it, Miles.
No, I haven't forgot. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward.
We're there. We're there, Miles. Hey, you're top of my card. You want to make time? I'll make time. We're definitely making time to spend some time with you guys. We look forward to it every event.
Cool. Hey, folks, real quick. As you guys probably noticed, hopefully you noticed, this Hangout was a little bit different, guys. Here's the thing. We could come on here every week and just make it very cut and dry and just share, marketing strategies with you, traffic strategies with you, conversion strategies with you. And that's all good, folks. That's what we're going to do. But, folks, I'm always joking with my wife and telling her this, that, a lot of times people don't read between the lines, and that's why they fail. Folks, if that's all there was to this business, everybody who ever tried to make money online before would be rich. You understand what I'm saying? That's just a small piece of this business, folks. Really, folks, I'm telling you something. And I mean this from my heart. I just have to shake my head sometimes. I just really do, because. And I'll be very blunt with you. I get a little pissed off at times, too, at these, quote, gurus. We're always throwing that term around. There may be people on here that are looking to start making money online, and they have no idea what a guru is. Not everybody knows what a guru is. Okay, folks, real quick. What a guru is somebody that's, been online for a while, kind of has a big name, and they sell a lot of product, but that's all they do. They don't really do the business anymore. And I found that out to be true in the real estate industry, too, where I came from. They're not in the trenches like Chris and I. Guys, this is what we do for a living. Guys, this is my office here. I'm going to make a video, guys. Maybe I'll give you a tour of my house and my office. This is what I do. This is where I sit every day, and I make videos. I do copy. There's another bedroom across from me. It's just me and my wife in this big house. I'm actually setting up a studio where I can do training videos. Okay. In fact, I ordered some lights. Like I said, guys, lighting is very important. But guys, here's the point I'm making. Chris and I, we're just real guys. We do this for a living. Okay, we're not gurus. Okay, gurus, all they do is sell you product after product after product after product. We want you to do one thing. One thing. We want you to make a decision. We want you to make a decision to lock arms with us and work with us. In order to do that, you need to become a member of Empower Network. And once you become a member of Empower Network, we don't want you buying nothing else. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to do anything else. Yeah, here and there might be some auxiliary tools that maybe we found that can help you in your business. But overall, once you're here, you don't need to go anyplace else. This will be your home. This will be your home working with real guys who are not just selling stuff online. This is what we do. if you want to learn what we do, again, I probably said it like 10 times now. Lock arms with us. Lock arms with the Brindamours. Meet these guys in Charlotte. If you haven't bought your ticket yet, I don't care. Buy your ticket now. Buy your ticket after the hangout. You know,
Sorry, left.
if there's any left, you know, folks, it's all about making a decision. You know, become part of this business and be consistent. That's another way I see people fail. You know, they'll work their business whenever they feel like it. Or Miles, you don't understand, Miles. I was busy today. I didn't have time. I had to do this. I will say to you, I'm going to end that right now, folks. I'm going to say something to you. Let's you and I get comfortable here. Let's you and I set up an agreement. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying this could happen. Let's you and I set up an agreement. And here's the agreement. Every day, 7 days a week, there's an ATM at the end of my block, down the street from my house. You need to go to that ATM every single day. And it's probably out of your way, but you need to go every single day. Because when you get to that ATM, okay, the ATM is going to recognize you. And it's going to spit out a $100 bill. Every day. Folks, if that really happened, if that could really happen, you're going to tell me you would miss a day going to that ATM. Would you miss a day? I know you wouldn't miss a day. So if you wouldn't miss a day going to that ATM that would spit out the $100 bill, why would you miss a day from doing something productive in your business? And guys, here's what's really cool before we end the hangout. Here's what's really cool. That analogy I just gave you about the ATM, do you want to know what, folks? You can make that a reality. I'm not joking, folks. You can create your own ATM with this business. Guys, we're real guys here. We're not talking about making $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day. No. We're talking about being able to pay an electric bill, a cable bill, a car payment. We're talking about being able to have extra money left over at the end of the month if you want to do this part-time. We're talking about teaching you how to earn $100 a day, $150 a day consistently. And you can do that. What is that? Oh, $500, $600, $700 a week? Let's round it off. An extra $3,000 a month? What could you do with an extra $3,000 a month? What could you do with that? That could change a lot of lives. It's changed my life. So once again, folks, understand, read between the lines. Don't join every program or opportunity out there that's promising you the world. And folks, I'm going to drop something else with you real quick that I'm a little upset about. Yeah, I'm a little upset tonight. Those programs that are enticing you to join, and they're telling you, hey, if you don't make any money, we'll pay you $20. Really, folks? We are smarter than that. We want to see you build a real business, either part-time, it's up to you, or full-time. Whichever you want to do, we're here for you. But you need to make a decision. If you can't make it to Charlotte, you know what, folks? That's fine. There'll be another event in 90 days. That's fine. But you need to stop procrastinating with your life. I don't know how old, everybody is out there watching. I can remember when I was in my 20s. That went fast. I can remember when I was in my 30s. I still look like I'm in my 30s, don't I? I can remember when I was in my 30s. That went fast. Folks, this is not a dress rehearsal. And I know Chris agrees with me here. Many of you are getting ready for something. You're getting ready to make that change, to You know, you're getting ready to someday join Empower Network. You're getting ready to someday join Chris's team. Folks, this is not a dress rehearsal. This is your life. And you only get one shot. You need to do this now. And I mean that. You need to do this now, not for me and Chris, not for Chris and I, but for yourself. Folks, I make a good living. I provide for my family. I make a real good living. So does Chris. You would not be doing this for us. Do it for yourself. If you're happy with the way your life is going, where your bank account is right now, hey, we're all cool. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to make a change and you're tired of all the BS that you've been fed over the years, make a decision to work with us. Make a decision. Guys, it's called a decision. It takes 3 seconds, maybe 2. Make a decision to work with the Brindamours. Because the transformation I've seen this family go through, folks, they went through it. Aren't you listening? Aren't you reading between the lines? They have went through it. What does that mean to you? They can take you through the same thing. They can show you exactly what they did. I'm done. That's all I have to say. I'm done. I got to get ready to go to Charlotte. I got to start packing. I'm done. Anything else, Chris?
I'm good. Thank you, Miles. That was. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in a few days. That was awesome. Awesome hangout. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, brother. Anytime. I'm gonna have you back because I need you. You know, I really like having you on the hangouts. I think this is it's the second or third time you've been on a hangout with me. I really appreciate it. I know you're quite busy. But again, guys, yeah, I get a little. Maybe I should apologize. Maybe I won't. I get a little hyped up because I'm passionate about this business. I love what I do. I love helping people transform their lives, and all I can tell you, folks, is I found my calling, and I feel totally blessed. Totally blessed. And with that said, guys, I'm Miles Seegers for the BIM Transformation Team Hangout with my co-host, primary co-host, Chris Brindamour. Chris, I want to tell Lori thank you for coming on. I really appreciate that.
No problem. She enjoys it. She really does. You can see the passion that she has with just sharing our vision and what we're all about. And she really her whole thing is helping people. She wants to help. That's been her whole life, is helping people, and this is one way where we can really help a lot of people, and we want to help a lot of people. And this is one avenue where you can do that. Really. So I think.
Beautiful, beautiful, Chris. The power of the internet. You can help so many. It's called. And Chris and I, we know this term because we're ex-real estate guys. It's called leverage, folks. Leverage. All right, guys, we're out. We got to wrap the call tonight. Guys, next week, next Monday, I think I'll still be in Charlotte. So I will say this. I'm not sure. You know what, guys? Next Monday. You know what, guys? I think we are going to. I don't know, guys. I'm totally confused. I have to check with my wife. She keeps the itinerary. I don't know if I'm coming back next Monday or Tuesday, whenever. But I'll let you guys know via email if we're gonna have a hangout or not. Because I might be in transit. I might be in the air. But if it's not a situation where I'm on a plane or something, we will have a hangout next week. But I will let you guys know for sure. Last thing I want to say is, guys, hey, listen. In all sincerity, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming on my hangout, on our hangout. You could be doing anything. You could be watching TV or goofing off or whatever. So I appreciate you coming on. You guys really bless us by coming on these hangouts. We will see you on the next hangout. Folks, have a great night. Those of you that are already in Empower Network or that want to become involved in the Empower Network, make sure you jump on the Empower Hour call coming up in about 3 minutes. It's just a phone call, folks. Jump on the Empower call, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great night, folks.